So we would like to talk about the Hanging Garden today. The Hanging Garden of Babylon was actually based on a mountain and was coming out from a whole mountain involving the mountain south of Turkey and east of Iran. And it was the series of cities and towns, going down from the hills and being reservoirs one after another. And also we're producing work based on the gravity and the water. We assume we collected the water from rain in one reservoir or a small lake or a dam, and then we have a hydroelectric power plant generator installed on it, and when we release the water from this from this dam to the next river, then this river will water some trees, some gardens, some farm vegetations in its path, next to its path, and it slowly goes down the mountain until it reaches another reservoir. Then we need to slow down the speed of water, because water, when it's a large volume coming off the mountain, it absorbs so much power. So we collect them in reservoirs, and these reservoirs and dams, we have hydroelectric generator at the gate of them, and we'll be producing more electric power each time, going from one reservoir to the reservoir down the hill, and producing another set of power from that reservoir to the next. Now our water goes through a river, past the river, there's towns and cities next to it, there's a little bridge, some farming spot, and until it reaches another reservoir and another dam, where the water is again collected, both slowing down the water and saving the water for future, instead of letting it go to Persian Gulf. We can have the same thing from Afghanistan, Himalaya, to Sistan and Balochistan, Iran, or from Iraq, or from... You see, the path continues, again more plantation of trees. Now we can plant these trees according to algorithms that are very appealing to the eyes. Like my Princeton in Massachusetts or California Haven had this very beautiful pattern of plantation of trees based on 1970s. But those patterns are not even as many anymore. As the trees expand, the number of trees, those patterns become impossible to notice. After a series of more reservoirs and hydropower plants where we collected the power, then we started massive farming, where from here on it's just the low altitude, the end of Hanging Garden, and it's become the plains. Now there are houses and farming next to each other, similar to suburban area USA, and ranches where people do the farmings and produce foods. Then there is twin metropolitan across the river, where people just live and work, possibly could be commercials, and there's a big lake in which they can have some tourism or some whatever they may like. Lake is rare in Middle East, so it would be a very nice thing for revenue generation also. So a city and a lake. Then there's addition of golden grains, wheat, and factories, both of them. So there are needed factories for work and productions and manufacturing and supply chains, and golden wheat for the energy is always needed. Always their color is gold. And what I want to say something I forgot. Anyway, I'll be bringing much more rain to Middle East by weather warfares. So we are hopefully going to have these rivers, but we need these reservoirs. So then there's the airport. I wanted to do other things, but I decided to just put one airport, and it would be the transit hub of the region, Hanging Garden, starting from the Zagros mountain to the lake in Iraq, or from inside Iran, from Tabriz all the way to Tehran and Qom and Kashan, and making Sea of Kashan or Sea of Sistan and Hamun from Afghanistan and Himalaya. Many possibilities. And this was the hand-drawn picture of it before we get to the end of it, where we add the lake and the river to the end. So you see bunch of hydroelectric, 7 hydroelectric or 6 hydroelectric power plants. It could be more, because the height of those mountains is very high, and you can produce electric power constantly, so long as you have enough water and you can protect them from evaporation. And water, lots of farmings and lots of cities and towns. And this is the bottom without the addition of cities and the computer generated files. These are things very easy to do. We just need to have lots of bulldozers, lots of machinery, lots of tractors, lots of manpower, and the currency for it is not hard. These are very easy things to do, and we have done this in 1960s, 1950s, 19th century, 18th century, when we dug the Suez Canal 100 years ago, when we did it 1,000 years ago, when we did it 3,000 years ago. Just work.